Hey friends, welcome to the 57th episode of the Sunday Knitting Society podcast. Sorry, I just ran out of breath. I haven't done anything, but I'm out of breath. Welcome to the 57th episode of the Sunday Knitting Society podcast. My name is Chelsea and I'm a knitter in Oklahoma City. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back. Also, Lolly would like to say hello. She's exhausted. We just did a family dinner at my sister's house last night and she got to come, and we didn't start off real well. My nieces are pretty good with her. The older niece definitely is fine with her, but the little niece is still a little shy, and somebody was very excited and was jumping and might have accidentally scratched the youngest one. And so we had a little bit of meltdown, but then we got much calmer and did great the rest of the night. But she is exhausted. She's had a very full weekend so far for her. So she's pretty much gonna sleep the whole day, thankfully. I hope you guys have had a good week. Yeah, it's kind of funny doing these weekly in December because I always feel like sometimes I'll work on just one project. Like I can be very monogamous, but other times I do feel like I work on a lot of things and I don't make much progress. But I do feel like this week I've actually made a lot of progress. I think going through all my whips was actually super therapeutic for me because it got me excited about them again. And it's also helped me not cast on new projects because I'm excited about finishing my old projects. So I have one of those that is done. Well, I guess two of the three. I have 3 HFOs today. One of them's been done for a while and I forgot to show it on the last 2 podcasts. So I'm gonna show that. And then I have one whip. Technically obviously I have more, but one that I'm actually working on right now. And then I have some acquisitions. So let's get into it. I am wearing my Staffin sweater. Stand up so you can see it. So this is a pattern by Rebecca Clow. It's not out yet, so don't go looking for it. I think it is going to come out in January. So I test knit this. There's going to be the pullover, there's going to be a cardigan, and there's going to be a shawl. And I think I remember her saying the shawl is going to be her charity pattern of the year. I could be wrong though, but I really like this. I knit mine. It's an Aran weight gauge, so it goes so fast. It is all knitting and purling. This isn't the best view of this. I knit mine out of Sonder yarn, Sunday morning 4-ply and DK held together. They were technically 2 different colors, but they look identical to me. I think Into the Wild was the 4-ply and Wildwood was the DK, and I love it. I actually haven't worn it yet because I've been afraid to like make it look bad. So it's also, I knit this one longer than I normally knit my sweaters, so it really isn't good to wear over dresses. Same thing for the sleeves. Like it doesn't look that long, but like I don't normally knit my sleeves that long. I love it, but it's one of my few sweaters that's like truly something I need to wear with pants. But I thought I'd wear it so you guys could see it. Okay, let's get into the FO. So this is the one that's been done for like 2 weeks now, and I forgot to show it. So this is my July socks. So in January, I set out to knit 1 pair of socks for every month. I just finished the July socks, so obviously, behind. I did get 7 out of 12 done, so I'm over halfway, but I don't think there'll be any other socks. I got a little banner that I had a missed something, and I need to know if it was a missed phone call or a missed text message. I think it was a text message. Okay. Sorry. So I knit this out of Filcolana Arwetta. I don't ever know how to say it. This is the main color, and then the heel is just a mini that I had. I really like this green because it's a really tonal green. And I actually like knitting with this yarn. I actually found it pretty enjoyable. I did have to bust into my second skein. I think like somewhere around here on the last sock. So I did not get a full 2 pairs, but I have a pretty big foot. So I bet if you have a smaller foot, I have a 9.5. That's not a huge foot, but it's not a tiny foot either. If you made shorty socks, you could 100% get 2 socks out of one 50-gram skein. But I just barely dipped into my second one, so I could probably make a pair of shorties out of what I have left. But I don't use a pattern for my socks. They're vanilla socks. They're in my head. That's usually what my, like, it's like my purse knitting, but right now my purse knitting is my muscle burr hat, which I'm not going to show you because it doesn't look like I've made much progress, even though I have. It just looks the same. So, okay. My second FO is a big one. This is there's no way I can show you all of this. I actually posted it on my Instagram, but this is my granny square scrappy blanket. So I ended up, I don't know if it was the right way. Okay, so I ended up doing a single crochet join and then a double crochet border. I really like it. I think it's just such a fun, eclectic mix of colors. It just feels very scrappy, but also it's substantial. Like, this is a pretty good snuggling blanket. So it hasn't really gotten used yet because I don't feel like it's gotten cold enough that I need it, but it will get there. This will just be a good couch blanket. This is like something I feel like you would find at your grandma's house back in the day. I love it. Maybe that's why it's called a granny square. I don't know, but I love that blanket. Man, I'm just whipping through these. I don't have a drink with me either. I just went to reach for my coffee, but I left it downstairs. I don't know why I'm out of breath. I'm just talking. That's a sad sign. Okay, this one you guys had seen most of. So this is my oldest niece's Christmas sweater. I think I'd done the collar and the body last time, but I finished the sleeves. I made them pretty long. And you can kind of tell there is a color difference in the white between the body and the sleeves, but I don't, like, it's a little bit more blue on the sleeves, but I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I don't think she'll care at all. This is the Sibling sweater by Laura Penrose, and I knit the 3rd size. Sorry, I don't know what's happening. There's a neighbor very slowly backing up on my street. Oh, okay. Maybe did they park or yeah, they parked. Okay. Sorry. I just heard something downstairs that sounded like a dog, but she's up here. Maybe my house is haunted. I don't know. That's the Sibling sweater by Laura Penrose. I knit the 3rd size, which I think is the 5 to 6-year-old size. And then for the younger niece, I'm in a bit of a pickle with hers. So this is hers. I just finished the hem this morning, and so it has not been blocked or anything. So for the purple one, the purple was Topsy by the Lamb and Kid. It was Trio, which is a fingering weight, and I held it double. And then the white was a Tennis Fiber Arts colorway that Claire, I think is what it's called. And I used the worsted for the body, and then fingering weight held double for the sleeves. So this one I'm using, the pink is Wandering Flock. I think it's DK. And then the colorful one is Madeline Tosh Vintage, which is their worsted weight, and the colorway Kawaii. And I love it. So here's my problem with this sweater. So this is the next size down. So this is like the 4 to 5-year-old or 3 to 4-year-old. And I didn't swatch because I just don't think it's worth my time to swatch when I make baby or like itty bitty baby garments. Especially because you start on this pattern, you start in the back. And so if you really wanted to, you could just do your back and then block it. But I didn't feel like it. So a couple of interesting things happened, and I now, oh my gosh, it finally makes sense. Okay, I just figured out why this happened. So I have never rowed out when I knit, ever. I've never been somebody who rows out. So rowing out, I'll see if you can, I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well on camera. You can, oh yeah, you can. So see how some of my rows have like, are raised? And it's basically because when you're knitting flat, usually there's a difference in tension between your knit rows and your purl rows. And I've never found that, so it's never happened to me. But it does mean that if you do have that problem, that usually your purl rows are going to be looser, and so they'll stick out a little bit, and then your knit rows will be tighter. I noticed once I joined in the round that that had happened for me, and it's not a big deal. It'll block out. Lolly. Sorry about that. My neighbors talked, and that was not acceptable for my dog. But I think we're good. Okay. So where was I? Got distracted. Oh no, we're gonna go downstairs and bark at them now. Dog ownership is fun. Lolly. Sorry about that. We're a little overstimulated right now. So what was I saying? Okay, so rowing out, not a big deal. It'll block out, but I've just never done it before. And I was honestly kind of like, oh, that's cool. Never done that. So knit the whole body. And so here's the thing. So with this size, for my contrast color, which is the cream and speckled yarn, I should need just over 200 yards for this size. And I had a skein that was 200 yards. And normally they put more in each skein than they, like if they say it's a 100 gram skein, it may be 102, 103 gram skein. So you have a little bit of extra yardage. And in patterns, usually there's some padding on the yardage. So if they say you need 205, you may just need 195 or something like that. So I thought I was fine, but this is what I have after the body out of my 200. And I was noticing this go down rather quickly. And I was like, And then this is my main color, which also I should still have plenty of. And so I was like, that's concerning. So then I get to the bottom and I go to change into my ribbing needle. So you knit the body on a size 6 and the ribbing on a size 4. And I go to switch out my needles and realize I've been knitting with one US 6 and one US 4. So I had different size needles, which now makes perfect sense that I was rowing out, because I was literally knitting onto a smaller needle on one side and onto a bigger needle on the other side. I think for the most part, it hasn't been an issue because the correct size needle was on my right. And so I was always picking up to knit on that. And so I don't think it made that big of a difference. It is a little bit bigger than I intended it to be. And I did accidentally knit the armhole a little bit bigger. So that could be why I've run out of yarn, but I think I may have also been a little off gauge as well, which is, you know, my fault because I didn't do a gauge swatch. But now I'm in a conundrum. I'm in the same conundrum I was in for Charlotte's sweater, is that I don't have enough yarn to do the sleeves. I did order more of this, but it is you order it, they dye it, then they mail it. And I didn't order it that long ago. So it hasn't even shipped yet. And I have a week. So I didn't bring it up here. I have fingering weight yarn in a similar color. I also have, I don't think this would work. I guess I could try it. So this is the same color, but in bulky. I wonder how many. Let's see, or chunky, sorry. So it is 165 yards per 150 meters. Well, that math is hard. I mean, I guess it doesn't look that different. I probably could get away with it, and this would be better than the fingering weight I was planning to do. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. This is the only one I have in the same colorway. I have a similar-ish fingering weight. I could hold double, and I might still do that. I don't have a full skein of it. I have a partial skein of it. But the sleeves aren't going to take that much. I'm going to do the collar first, or the collar first, because I think it just makes it look put together. And her arms are shorter, so I don't have to do the sleeves as long as the other one. But it's still just like, it's not going to be a perfect match, and that kind of annoys me, but also she's a kid. She's not going to care. And she's going to grow out of this. So at some point, this is like, in a couple of years, this isn't going to fit anyway. So I shouldn't stress about it. But this, I have a week to finish this, or just over a week, but really considering I have to give it time to dry, I have a week. I mean, I'm basically, the sleeves will go so fast. So I'm not really worried about that. I think I could probably do both sleeves in a day if I really tried. So maybe I'll be done by Monday. But then there's part of me that wants to wait and see if the other yarn gets delivered next week. Like, maybe I'll finish the collar and then give it till like Wednesday. And if it's not done by Wednesday, then I'll just power through with what I have. I think I could do that. And it would give me time to work on other things that are kind of like in the back of my brain that I want to start working on, like my anti-cowl. Okay, so I had a few other finished objects, but I've already given them away. I will try it. I have a picture. I'll try to find it and put it up here. So I knit the basic hat for everyone from Purl Soho 6 times in the last 2 weeks, or week, I guess. So I knit 4 of them on Thanksgiving Day, and then the other 2, I'd finished half of one of them over Thanksgiving or break and ran out of yarn, and so I ordered more yarn and it came in, and so I finished both hats, and then we had our big Christmas party on Thursday and the hats went to the recipients. And I always say, like, with like kids like under 6 years old, even honestly above that, don't get your feelings hurt. Like, have low expectations because kids are kids and they don't always appreciate things. And so every time I give something like this to a kid, I do it knowing like they could be like, cool, thanks, whatever, you know, or like, oh, that's gross, I don't like it. But the 2 little girls I gave the pink and the green hat to, I handed it to them and they both were like, thank you. And then they wore them the whole night, and it was just like, oh, you're so welcome, and you're such well-behaved kids. I was very impressed. So, and they loved them, which was great. And they're actually a little bit big on them, and so they're gonna have some time to grow into them, which is great. Actually, all the hats were big. But hopefully at some point I will get a picture with all 6 of them in their hats, and I think that'd be super cute. But yeah, so that's my FOs and my whips. I forgot, I'm not going to go through my Advent right now because I found out this morning that I accidentally had opened some of it out of order on accident. Just reading numbers really early in the morning doesn't always work out well. So I'm going to not do Advent Day, but the rest of what I have is acquisitions. So if that's not your jam, I completely respect that. I will see you back in a week. If you do want to see acquisitions, I have 3 sets and I will probably have more by next week. I will say though, there are a lot of things that I have wanted to buy and I put in my cart, and then I've remembered my stack of whips and you know, shelves of yarn, and I've decided not to. So I have shown restraint, but not total restraint. So I had to buy some more yarn from Ikigai. I'll show you the little, I hope I'm saying that right, but this is the brand. So that's the yarn I got for the pink and green hat, and I had to buy some more of that anyway, and so I decided to buy some more of the pom-pom yarn. So I got the multicolored one, and I actually bought 4 of these. thinking I would use it in a sweater for myself. But then it arrived and I thought, I don't know if that's my palette. That looks a little childish to me. Maybe it is. Maybe it'll look different when it's in a sweater. But I definitely have enough for a sweater because this is like 300 and something yards. No, it's 285 yards. So probably don't actually have enough for a sweater, but I have enough for kid sweaters for years. So, and then there was one other that this one might actually become like a hat or something for me, but it was more of a fall multicolored. And I just thought that was really fun. Way to add like something unique and playful, but with like a more grown-up color palette. So that was that. And I bought that from Pam Powers Knits. That was the only shop I could find all the colors and like the best selection of this Ikigai fiber. So, and it came in this really cute little tote bag. So who doesn't love that? Okay, the next one I got, so I bought some Woolly Mammoth yarn. So she had a festive extravaganza and had a bunch of different yarns for sale, and there were a few things that I really wanted. So I actually wanted some natural DK, but by the time I got there, she had sold out of almost everything. But she still had her natural sock, which I love. It's one of my favorite bases from her. And there were a few colors that were just so cool, and I was actually shocked they were still available, and so I snapped them up. So this is the first one, and this one it blows my mind how she dyes this. So this one is called Clementine Fizz, but she dyes it with flowers. So I don't know much about yarn dyeing, but what I saw from the Instagram is she would lay this yarn out and then have little flower heads face down on the yarn, and it would like seep through and dye it. So that's how you get these little, like that's a flower that did that. I just find that amazing and so cool. And so she has a few colors that were dyed this way. They're also, because you only have fresh flowers in the spring and summer, like these are very time specific. And I just find that fascinating. But she had a few that were done this way, and I knew I needed to get one, and I really liked this colorway. And then she started doing some indigo dyeing, and I don't like all indigo tones. So I did my color evaluation. Oh, tornado sirens. There's not a tornado, it's just they're tested every Saturday at noon. Okay, we're done with that. So what I was gonna say, I had my colors done in the spring, I think. I don't remember when I did it. And I am a autumn. I have a suspicion that maybe I'm mistyped, but I got typed as an autumn, and so apparently blue is not my color, which I don't really agree with, but teal is, but I am not a huge fan of teal. So where I was going with that, some indigos are a little bit more teal, and I don't typically get drawn to those, but this one was like, this is one of those where it was so pretty on the screen, and I was really hoping it would be just as pretty in real life, and it was prettier. So, is that not gorgeous? I think this might be like my perfect blue. Maybe. I mean, if it's not navy, this is what I want. And this is cornflower. And it's so pretty. And then because I couldn't resist, and because I'm already paying for shipping overseas, why not just add on a third one? And this was Snow Mouse, or is Snow Mouse. And I kind of thought these two together, but then I saw them and I saw how pretty this... Lolly. She hears the sirens and she's still wanting to howl. But I saw how pretty this was and decided this has to be its own thing. I don't want to put it with anything. Lolly. It's gonna drive me crazy. But yeah, so like, look how pretty these are. These are just so beautifully made. And I think normally her shop gets closed in like after her festive extravaganza. Lolly, it's done. You can stop. But usually she has her shop closed this time of year, but she posted on Instagram that she still had some things left and she would kind of ship them as the orders came in. and I found one that I decided I needed. So it's on its way here too. Okay, and then the last one was a whole bunch of stuff I don't need. I mean, but who needs yarn? And so every year Holst Yarn or Holst Garn does a Black Friday sale. And I discovered this several years ago. I think I still have not knit with the yarn I bought. At least some of it. I've knit with some of it, but some of it I haven't. But I decided, so the big draw is their cones of Super Soft are like very affordable. So I'll just show you the one I got. I only got one. And it does kind of, now that I think about it, it kind of looks like one I already bought. But that one I got from Jameson and Smith, I think. So this is from Holst. This is the I'm thinking of the wrong word. Sweet pea. I kept wanting to say pea flower. Sweet pea. I hope you can see that. It may not show up too well, but it's like a purple with orangey gold flecks in it and lavender, and it's just so pretty. And this is it showed very accurately on the website, and I just thought, well, that's different from the other two Holst cones that I have that I haven't knitted. But I thought it's so pretty, and I actually really like Holst. It's one of the Super Soft, so it has spinning oil in it, so it kind of feels a little stringy when you're knitting with it. It's not the most enjoyable thing to knit with, but once you wash it, it blooms and fluffs up, and it's much softer, and it's very nice. So I got a cone of this, but then they also had, so this I think was like 30 bucks for me, and I don't remember how much yardage. It's like over 2,000 yards, and it's a 500 gram cone. So this is easily a sweater that I just bought for $30. That's wild. That's absolutely wild. I have already 2 cones. I wonder if I can get to them easily. Not really. Okay. I have one in navy blue and one in this really pretty dark green that I will knit with maybe in the new year. But they're so fun, and I like the format of cones. It's just pretty to me. But so they had other yarns in there that I've never tried before. So one of them I have used before, and I just thought this color was so pretty. I don't have a purpose for it. I don't have a purpose for any of this stuff. To be fair, I bought some of it. I bought 4 of one of them. So clearly I had a purpose. I can't remember what that purpose was. But I have, so this is the Titicaca, which is their 100% alpaca. It's lace weight. This is color Arctic. I think that's it. Yeah, Arctic. It's just this really pretty ice blue. I don't remember what I was going to do with this, but I'll find something. So I've used that one before, but the other yarns I got were all things I've never used before, and I was kind of curious to try. Some of them I'd heard of before, some of them I haven't. So this is one I'd heard of, and this is Cielo, which is a bulky weight alpaca, merino, and polyamide. So it's this big old strand of fluff, and it's very bouncy. Ooh, that's interesting. It's got a lot of elasticity to it. So I bought 1 ball of this just because I didn't want to buy like a sweater's quantity and then find out I hate it. So I bought 1. And this is the waterfall colorway. So it has 125 meters and 50 grams. It is very lightweight. I mean, it's 50 grams, but it's a big chunky skein. So maybe I'll make a hat for somebody out of this or something. I don't know. This would be a cute hat. Okay, so I got 2 colors of the last one, and this is a totally new to me yarn. It's called Haya. It's 70% baby alpaca, 20% mulberry silk, and 10% yak. And the first one I got was mauve. And I got 2 of this. So this is 183 meters and 50 grams. So I got 100 grams. But like, look how pretty that is. It is so soft. It's insanely soft. 0 itch, which alpaca can sometimes have some itch to it, but I don't really feel any itchiness with this. I don't remember why I bought 2 of these. I don't know what my plan was. Maybe I'll hold them double and make myself a hat. That would be a really nice hat. Okay, and the last one I bought 4 skeins of, and I really wish I'd written down a little note of why I bought 4 skeins of this, but this is the oyster colorway, which is this light gray. I think what I might have been thinking of was to hold this with the Rose Snuff Nug I got for the cloud sweater, but that's not going to work because I didn't get enough of this, and I don't think I did. So yeah, it's 100. So no, I didn't. I got less than 800 meters of this. What was I thinking of doing with this? Does it... I don't know. Why did I buy 4? I wonder if I accidentally added it twice. Like if I bought 2 and then accidentally bought 2 more. And I just didn't realize I had 4 in my cart. Maybe it'll come to me what I'd planned to make with this, but I can't remember for the life of me. This would actually make a really good like Tulsa tank, the fingering weight version, or you could hold it double. It would be, I think fingering weight though with this one would be really nice because of how soft and light it is. But oh, I love this color. It's a really pretty color. Maybe I just need to buy more of it and hold it double or something and make, I don't know, but it's really soft. With Holst, they might have tracking, but I don't think they do. And if they did, I couldn't find my tracking number anywhere. And so it's just kind of a mystery. When is it gonna arrive? I assume if I'm buying from Europe, it's gonna take longer to get here, and especially around the holidays, I know things are gonna take longer. But there is something kind of like fun about, I don't have a tracking number. I can't obsess over the fact that this package is stuck in customs for a week, like I have with other things. So I bought the Botanical Yarn Advent Calendar, and I bought it late, so I knew it would arrive late. But it got stuck in customs in Chicago for almost a week, and then it got to Dallas, and then it got to Oklahoma City, and I thought, okay, it's gonna get delivered on Saturday. But it's back in Dallas, so apparently it didn't get taken off the truck and accidentally got driven back to Dallas. So hopefully I will get it in the next week. Hopefully I'll get it before Christmas. Otherwise it's going to be a New Year's Advent. But yeah, I have a few other things that say they're going to arrive today or Monday, and I don't believe it because they're not even in the state. So, this time of year you just kind of have to have patience with shipping because it's going to take longer. And it's not things that I need. So there's that. But I hope you guys have a good week. Hope you're not getting too stressed out with all the holiday preparations. One of the benefits of being an obsessive planner is that I tend to plan things way in advance. Like this morning, my parents were at my house and we almost booked our flights for our trip next October. And then I had to take a step back and be like, that is 10 months away. We don't need to buy tickets that early. There's no benefit to buying tickets that early. But yeah, so I plan things well in advance. And so that means that whenever we get closer to something, I've already done the planning. And so it's less stressful, which is kind of nice. So I have most of the things planned at this point. There's a few things I need to do this weekend. But other than that, I need to pack at some point in the next week. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah. I don't know where that train of thought just went. Sorry. But yeah, so I hope you guys are, but yeah, I say that a lot, but yeah. Sorry. I'm analyzing my own speech right now. It means I've been talking for too long. I hope you guys have a good week. I hope you get lots of time for knitting. I hope the holidays don't stress you out too much. I hope you get some time to do things that you love, see people you love, hang out with friends. Hope you get some time to move your body, and do your craft, whatever your craft is. I will see you guys back in a week. See ya. Bye.